That was actually better than I thought it was going to be. Doubutsu Sentai Zyuohger is a 40th Super Sentai series. And cool thing to note is that this season has the 2000s airing of an episode in the Super Sentai series. Yeah, you thought The Simpsons had a lot of seasons. Now, I'm a fan of both Power Rangers and Super Sentai, even getting bullied about my fandom of it in my first year of 6th grade. Why? Well, kids are spawn of the devil. Either way, getting back on track, this is my review of the 40th Super Sentai series, Doubutsu Sentai Zyuohger.
多くの命が生きる星地球。一人の人間と4人の10万が出会い、一つの群れが生まれた。地球を守るために。
As you saw in the opening, one human, later down the road another human, and 4 humans come together and form their own pact to stop the Death Galleons. What are the Death Galleons' main goal in attacking Earth? All it is to amuse their leader, Genis. The 5 of them uses the power of the champion cubes, while the other human uses a piece of one of the Death Galleon's body, and you figure out which Death Galleon I'm talking about when that character gets destroyed, to transform into the animal-based Rangers and battle the Death Galleons. The basic story is actually not that bad, though I have a problem, and that comes to regards of Yamato and his father. It's the same problem I have with the relationship between Kotara and her mother in the anime Kotara-san. It was resolved way too fast in my eyes. One other problem I have is at the very end, but I'm not going to spoil it, but to me it just seems a little weird, and would probably cause more problems than it solves. Some people say that this Sentai was a little bit Red Ranger focused, and I personally just don't see it. Yamato is just a nice guy who's trying to make sure that his friends doesn't get found out about, well, them being humans. Sayla is a mother-like figure that can also kick some ass in every single way. Leo is just loud, and that doesn't help with Sayla being, well, a shark, and apparently sharks have sensitive ears. One plot line in the story is brought up, and when the humans were still in Juland, there was this tournament, where in the finals, it was Sayla up against Leo. And in the finals, apparently Leo was holding back, because, well, Sayla is a girl. When a monster was kidnapping random people and making them fight each other, those two got kidnapped, and even though Sayla wanted a full-out brawl, Leo was still holding back. Now, this kind of feels like they're trying to set up an arc. Because at the end of the episode that I'm talking about, Sayla said to herself, and I quote, "I'm going to get him to fight seriously one day." And to me, this is a show saying, hey, we're setting up this cool arc for these two characters, so look a new character! Tuskat's the wrong actor, in my opinion. He's kind of like a cranky old man that likes to do things by the book and show a professional presence. He's given a young actor, and no offense to Watanabe Sugiri-san, but I think he's the wrong actor for it. In my eyes, Tusk's human actor should have been an old person. A wise old man who can kick some ass and give you sage-like advice. And to me, that would have been awesome. Amu, she's just kind of bland. She doesn't really have a character arc to her, so we can see her grow more as a character. Misao is my favorite character, mainly because I get flashbacks to my favorite Power Ranger / Super Sentai villain, Zenaku. When Merrick was Zenaku, he was handing the Wild Force's asses left and right back to them. After the Rangers destroyed the Zenaku persona, it was kind of a disappointment, because to me they could have kept Zenaku as a Ranger. Now, the big difference between Zenaku and Misao is that, well, Merrick didn't put on a mask to stop the enemies. The enemies kidnapped Misao and turned him into an enemy. And that's only because Genis saw something in Misao that he identified with. Something I'm not going to spoil. And the other reason? Misao is fucking crazy. Because just remember, kids, the Rhino is always right. The acting's great, and a big step up from the previous season, Ninja. And that's mainly because I can actually stand the voices of the actors. No offense to Aka Ninja's actor, Nishikawa Shunsuke, but I could not stand his voice at all. The actors for this Sentai are great, because he can actually stand their freaking voices. The costume is actually cool for the villains, but for the Rangers are kinda basic. I love the helmet design for them, but the suits are just bland. All it is an animal on their chests and the white boots and gloves. This is the same for all the Ranger costumes except for the World's design and Geo Whale's design. The World has a badass look that's supposed to invoke some major fear. But when it comes down to it, when he's in his war form, it just kind of looks silly. Geo Whale's form just looks epic and grandeur with the design. One thing I don't really like the design of is Geo Gorillas. And you can see why. It's just ugly. But anyways, getting back on track. I find it funny that the morphers are like Rubik's Cubes, crossed together with flip phones. And the World's morpher is like a flashlight. But then again, those are kind of silly. The only one that I do find really cool is a Grand Champion Cube, because it's a big blaster. The design of the Zords and Megazords are just basic, and that's only because they're based off of cubes. Speaking of the Zords, whoever is the announcer that calls out the Zord's name has an awesome voice. I love the opening theme to the show. It starts out with that jungle-like tone, and with some cool build-up, it goes straight into the awesome. The ending theme is, well, just alright at the beginning, and it only gets better when the song goes to the Let's Dance part. I love the very beginning of the ending song, because it has this cool jungle-like beat to it. So now, taking account of story, characters, acting, and sound, Doubutsu Sentai Zyuohger gets a 10 out of 10. Now, setting aside on how I don't really like the quickly ending the thing with Yamato and his father, this was a good show, and I highly recommend it if you're looking for a good action show. At this point in time, there is really no legal streaming options for Zyuohger. I kinda wish we did get some legal streaming options for all Super Sentai series. For alternate recommendations, I only give Power Rangers Wild Force! If you like Zyuohger, you'll like that.